hard into seeing how can we make this interesting for you. So my technical team, Catherine Fortin, Fortech Solutions, and her team built this 3D model of the winery, of which this is a real live project they gave us permission to use for this series. So we're going to think about compliance. This is, where's our location? Are we at the right place? What are the number of stories? How many stories are associated with this building? What is the orientation of this building? Kind of hard to see with our visual here, but you get the idea. How many stories are there to this building, Sally?
Well, to me, it looks like 2 stories. I haven't had a caffeine lately, but I'm thinking 2.
And where do you think it's located?
It looks like Sonoma or Napa or something.
Wine country, So, a visual is always a good thing. And if you're a plans examiner, we almost always do things from plans. Let's go back to our presentation. But this is the first time that we were really able to show what it looks from the building inspector's point of view. So I'm the building inspector, and I want to make sure that I've got the right building. So I look around the building, and I go to this compliance. I go, where do I go to the form? Well, this first page has that information about where this building is located and those specifics about the building. It's located in Climate Zone 2 and specifically in the city of Sonoma. It's giving me that total conditioned floor area. I immediately see that they have triggered commissioning in its full glory. They've triggered demand response lighting. They have triggered some things by the fact that they have more than 10,000 square feet of conditioned floor area. They have 2 stories. So they're going to be compared to an HVAC system that serves a 2-story building. There we go. Hopefully everyone is starting to see me in my little hard hat walk around. I'm going to go here and look at a wall. I see wood framing with that insulation in between, but no continuous. Okay. I have a window here separating my conditioned and unconditioned spaces. I do need to model those. And I have a window looking to the great outdoors, my lovely little vineyard. What can I tell by doing a visual check? Guess what? There's not much of a visual check I can do on windows except for is it single pane or dual pane. I really need to see the certificates behind those windows. I need to see how they show compliance for those windows to be able to make sure they match up with my performance calculation. So you've already gotten a little hint that we're going to be looking for a VRF system because we had that whole remarks going on that we modeled the VRF system as a simple split EX system. But remember, we also have some electrical distribution requirements that we're showing via mandatory measures. So we always want to take a look what's going on in terms of that meter, the segregation of loads, voltage drop, control of certain outlets going on in the building. So there is our humongous outdoor VRF system, big enough to serve a city, but our winery's got a lot of stuff going on. So there's our outdoor system, looking good. It's matching with what they're telling me on the model. I'm going to be looking at my indoor units. Now, in fact, when we talk about VRF, what we're modeling is these indoor units. So when we're looking to match what's going on in the model to what's going on with that mechanical schedule, it comes down to these units. So we're looking up there. Yep, we're seeing those indoor components of our VRF system. I'm happy. You see I look happy? I love this 3D model. I really do.
I guess it looks like a video game.
You guys will be seeing more of this. We're going to keep building it out with all our decoding talks and have it be the most amazing 3D aspect known to mankind. Okay, so we got to look at that mechanical equipment. We're going to dive back into our presentation. There I am. I'm going to go upstairs to the Winery Lab where we have some fluorescent fixtures. I've got my 4-foot fluorescent fixtures. They look like they're 4 lamps. And to keep that in mind, I'm going to be looking into my tasting room in which they somehow were able to get track lighting to work. And yep, I'm going to look at that track lighting, and I'm definitely going to look at the length or any current limiters that might be associated with that track lighting. And then I have I have a couple of small offices. They said they're going to put in can lights. So I'm going to take a look, make sure I see those can lights and count. This is where counting, I don't know, I wouldn't spend my time as an inspector counting unless I see some gross errors. I really want to make sure they're using the products they promised to in the calculation, because that's where the energy savings is accrued. So we're going to go back to our presentation. Thinking of building inspectors and contractors, how can we give them the look and feel of a project with a webinar? So we have this winery that we use that we kind of give a visual of how it is looking with this building. So here we go, we got a nice simple thing going, hey, yes, we're talking about the service meter. We walk up to a building, we figure out where that joins up with the building and moving forward. So hopefully that helped everyone have a nice visual setting of where we're talking about in terms of service metering. So Michael really helped us a lot with kind of finding a system that worked best for our winery application. So Michael, walk us through what we're seeing here.
So right here, we're seeing what's called a split bus panel. It's a way of doing the segregation. Instead of having 5 panels, we have 5 panels all in one. And meter readings can be taken in between each one of these little service panels. So it's a way to simplify going from 5 panels to 1 panel.
And I love the fact that we're able to come up with a system that's incorporated into our winery that keeps things simple. So let's take a look at our winery building and look at one of these rooms in which controlled outlets would be applicable. Because it's all about which room we're at. Not all rooms, not all buildings have to meet this code requirement. So we're in our office and we're looking at our bank of outlets that right next to our desk. And you'll notice that one of them is marked very clearly. It is a controlled outlet, and it's surrounded by a group of uncontrolled outlets. And here we're seeing that an occupancy sensor is being used to control that outlet.